Well, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Try to share these videos, get them out there. I wouldn't mind a few more viewers. I'd share them the funnier stuff myself, but you share what you like. Anyhow, if you guys remember last week, we had a problem with the freeze plug not fitting. Well, I got a couple extra ones. Couldn't find the one that fit. Surprise, surprise. But I found one that's a shade bigger, and I found one that's a shade smaller. Okay, it's more than a shade, but nonetheless, I'm going to try to make it work anyways. I am slightly curious on what engine this is because, well, I haven't found anything as far as like the belt is concerned. The engine is supposed to be in, it's supposed to be a dual overhead cam, but then it dawned on me when they sell race cars that they don't know what is, they just random year. So it may not be an 88, it might be a, 1925. Probably not. But we do have some numbers on the block to go off of, well, on the head. We do have numbers on the block as well. Might have to Google that or something. But let's see what we got that'll fit in here. Oh good, I didn't tighten it down. So I don't know what to tell you what the main purpose of this video is yet. We're just going to get done what we can get done. It's supposed to be pretty decent all day. I had to move the camera around. I didn't have to, wanted to. I had to go get me another knife, I lost mine. This way I can really cut myself with it. Supposed to be at 36, they say, or maybe at 37, they say. There's a 38. Let's see if they put a lip on there. Oh, 38 fits just fine. Let's see if I can't tighten that up. That other one I had was a 40 something. This is definitely on the big flavor. I'll be back. Decided to get the vacuum all set up. I know I said I wasn't going to. What a liar I turned out to be. There, we got that done. Just had somebody drive by in a BMW looking at my property all funny like. I might just be getting nervous, but I don't like that. It's my property, leave me alone. I'll come around to your house and judge you. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm being judged. Let's see if I can't hammer that in there a little bit. Trying to make sure it's sealed all the way around. I don't know how tight it needs to be, if I'm being completely honest. that was a 38, so it's probably more like a 40, so I think the other one was a 41. Let's see. I dare look in here. I hope I can't see much. Oh good, I can't see much. Let's see how much she leaks now. Well, not right now. Let's get the water in there first. I'm not seeing any movement in the water. I mean, it goes down, but typically you can kind of see it trying to flow. Head's at 250. Yes, it's Fahrenheit this time. Block's at 130. Good news is it's not leaking out that hole anymore. I didn't see any smoke out the back. Wasn't really paying attention either. White wire. Looking for the fan wire. Says it goes to accessories. I'm very suspect of this fan wiring. Curious on the block. Well, I just spent the better part of an hour trying to find out what size this engine is. Best guess, 1.7 liter. They share similar things as a 1.6 liter, and they share the same thing as a 1.8 liter. Why on earth they came up with a 1.7 is beyond me. But whatever, besides that. I feel the water pump is working. Oh, speaking of it, I found a window net that I bought last year. I hope it's the right size. If not, then I'll definitely buy another one. But I feel the water pump is working because fluid goes down in this, and it's not leaking from anywhere other than from where I spill it. So we will determine whether or not it has a thermostat in it, which I'm only guessing where it's at with all the hoses. I'm gonna go grab a 10mm and some extensions. And I'll see, let's get you over here. We'll see if I'm right or wrong, if it's here or not. Oh no! Watch me break this hose. Don't fall. Okay. No thermostat. But there also ain't no water residue in there either, which tells me it's really not going through there. I'm curious as to if there is water going through here at all. So we'll see if the pump's working. It's kind of like a bypass hose, so I'm not sure it's going to work regardless, but I'm going to try it anyways. We'll just do it without the ignition. So, water pump ain't pumping. I do kind of favor having a thermostat in a race car only because it gets the water hot and it stays there until it pumps the cooler water from the radiator through there. If you just do it consistently where it's just running all the time, then you're constantly putting 180-degree water into your block. So don't give it a really good chance to cool down in here. So I'll put the bolts back in there. Just to kind of hold it in place. Let's see if I can't get a different 10mm. Alright. So let's try busting off the bottom radiator, not the bottom radiator hose, but the bottom pump hose. Let's see. Let's see if it puts fluid through there. Oh, we got water down there, that's a bonus. That's a weird ass hose, I'll tell you that. Goes from like a fat hose down to a skinny hose. Not sure if it's designed that way, but that's the way it's shaped. Alright. Let's see if it pumps any water down there. We got our answer. No, it does not pump water. Okay, so we need a pump and a thermostat. Then we need to figure out how come the fan ain't working. Alright, so I'm just going to leave that hose off for now because I know it's going to have to come off eventually. Yep. How exciting is that? I mean, I have another fan if this one don't work. I suppose I can kind of tap into this with a 12 volts and see if it turns on. Normally put a relay on these. This goes directly to an accessory switch, so I think I have another fan unless I gave it away, which is possible. I don't think this is electrical tape. It might be black, but it is not electrical tape. That is duct tape if I ever seen it. So, well, I guess I shouldn't let that lay around on the ground somewhere. But we can test to see if it's got 12 volts. Saw a ground here somewhere. Oh, it's down here. Okay, maybe it's just a bad ground because they just have the ground wire for the fan just looped around some painted surface. So, either way, we'll check, see if it's got power. Yeah, it's getting power. So it's just a bad ground. I don't like that it stays on with the whatever this deal is. Can't read it, which I'm assuming is spark, but I don't know. I can start it and see if it shuts off by shutting it off. Let's do that. Alright, so it's only on when you want it to be on. It's good. Want to be able to control the fan manually so that way maybe the pump does work. It's coming out now. Still going with no. Going with no on the pump. But make sure that's off. The ignition is off. So yeah, it was just a bad ground. So we can fix that. And we can fix this shoddy job of wiring, whatever the heck's going on here. Yeah, we'll do some butt connections. To be honest, I'd really like to have a temp gauge in here too. There's a temp gauge there, but it don't work. I have to trace that wire down and see what it's doing. Maybe I'll drop my tailgate on my truck. Smoking. Let's see what we can do for the ground. What can we do for the ground? Suppose we can drive a self-tapper. I tend to like self-tappers. I guess if I can't grab one of them with a gun, screw gun that is. just hope the orientation of this fan is blowing the correct direction. I don't know if you saw that or not. I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. Lit it with the cap on. Makes the same noise. It even smells like plastic when you do that. Wonder why. Okay, let's see if I can get a longer screwdriver. Let's see if the fan works now. It works. Let's see which way it's up. Oh. Yep, it's doing the right thing. Alright, now we have a fan. Get all this electrical stuff put away. Well, no, I'm not going to, but I am going to put on my tablet. Now we need to find a temp sensor. I see all kinds of sensors. You got one up here, got one down here. There's even one over here. It's got a wire on it even. Maybe I follow that through and see where it goes. Maybe the sensor itself is bad. Well, that wire does go up to the temp sensor. Supposedly the oil pressure gauge, it's wired in, well, threaded in. Oh, battery went, you know, did battery things and used all its power. So what I noticed on the temp gauge is it's on where the water goes into the block or head. Well, that's not how you typically wire a gauge. Typically want to go up here like these ones, like all three of these ones. I don't know why there's three, but so I'm wondering if I can just attach a wire here and hook it to the back of the aftermarket one and see if it actually works. I can test that by, you know, warming it up and letting it heat up, see what happens. There ain't gonna be any water going through it. The reason why you do that is so that you're getting an accurate temp from the fluid coming away from the block and the fluid sitting up against the block versus fluid going in, because fluid going in is obviously going to be cooler than what's coming out, right? So that's why that is the way it is. So, or that's the way it should be anyways. That could just be my opinion, but I believe I am correct. So we'll see if we can't fix that. And this goes over here. I'll have to crawl around in there. to see if I can't get that. No, I don't. The other thing I noticed too, it's not grounded. So I don't know if it's grounded underneath the gauge too there or what, but I'm not sure if it is grounded from the gauge to a ground or what, but I know for sure that the sensor is not grounded because it's just connected to a hose. There's no metal around it. So we will have to see about getting that fixed. Either way, I do need to get in there actually so I can run a wire from the gauge to the new one, well, the original sensor, and see if I can't get it to work. The fun part is the battery. I've been told, I don't know how true it is, but you don't want to set a battery on the ground. Supposedly it drains it. Kind of wondered if we just don't cut this wire and just try pulling it through. It's got enough slack in there, and then I can try to get something on there that I can show. Connection like so. Just bloop, plops on there. Maybe I do use the other kind. I can just cut out with the shrink stuff. Let's see. I think I can get some more wire from out underneath the dash. You guys got to see this throttle cable. I do some hanky stuff, not hanky, janky stuff, but this is unreal. It must have worked for the last guy. You see all those zip ties holding the cable on? Nice. And if you're asking if I approve, I kind of do. I'm not going to tell anybody about it, but since you're asking. See if it fits in a smaller one, but I doubt it. I've been known to be wrong before. Oh, it does. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is cut all this shrink off here. I'll do it this way. Yeah, I thought this little flip here was supposed to, like, you know, take away the oxygen or air, and it's supposed to not light, but it did. It lit while it was in there. Alright. See how well that works. And hopefully that'll solve our tip problem. So let's make some noise, I guess. Well, I gotta put the battery back. Oh, the temp didn't move. I'll tell you, that cylinder 160, 160, 140, 180, 186. Anyways, so we'll have to get a new temp sensor. For what engine? We don't know. It's all a guess. Little Colt playing with his balls. There's ball. I'm not 100% sure that got hot enough to give a temp, at least on the gauge, because it starts out at 130. But I get kind of nervous running an engine, no water in it. That's what it is. I'm going to go ahead and write temp sensor down anyways. Alright. Moving on. The temp sensor, I'm just going to get another one of them as well. Hopefully they're not expensive. So there's really nothing else we can do up front, so I'm going to do the simple thing and do the window net, and hopefully it's the right one. If not, we'll move on and go somewhere else. I think we got lucky. I don't know if it's, no, maybe, no, we didn't. Dang it. Alright, moving on to somewhere else then, because maybe I install it upside down. No, let's not do that. Dang, I was really hoping that would work. Well, at least I have a window net for pumpkin. Alright, up front there's really nothing else we can do besides temp sensor and water pump. And I think that's also the oil pump that is connected to it. Fun. The window net is the wrong size, so we will have to get a window net. Anyhow, now I'm thinking of trying to move that on-off switch closer to the driver's side, or maybe I just, yeah, we'll just do it to the driver's side. That might require welding. Maybe not, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I do another connection off that one and put it here. I'm trying to think how it would work. For that I have to buy another switch. Okay, I'll have to buy another switch. What can we do? Oh, we can put in a permanent battery tray. Well, kind of rather have the battery tray back that way anyway, so kind of glad. So why I want to replace the battery tray is I've had two of these plastic ones break through from the floor and go through the window in two different accidents. So I think I'm going to go metal. Or maybe I just risk it, because the worst thing that happens is it pops up and hits here, right? No, I'm not risking it. Now, at least I got the battery tray, I guess. Pine needles and zip ties. Ooh, pipe clamp. Yeah, keeping that one. It's a keeper. Alright, be back in a minute. I'm going to go get some stuff for the vacuum cleaner. Alright, let the vacuum commence. Alright. Well, I missed a spot. We got that portion anyways. Yay! Now let's see, yeah, let's see if we can't get a pan in there now. Probably could before, but looks better this way. Well, I got some tools and a battery tray. Metal. Hook down here to hold the battery down. Can't seem to get it out. Oh, I got it. Nobody panic. It's out. This was to hold in the other battery. It's actually a pretty decent idea. I'm probably not going to use that method. Let's see. Set the battery in there and test it. Make sure it's all things don't reach. Yep. I did nothing. Okay, I see it. Drill a small hole in there and get some bolts in. Let's see if that fits in there. It does. So, all right, let's get these in here. Of course, I don't think I can fit underneath this car the way it sits. I don't know why that just now dawned on me, but it just did. I'd rather have carriage bolts for this. Let's see if I can't find a different bolt. So I was able to find some carriage bolts. That makes me feel better. It does two things. It gives me clearance, and also, well, it's supposed to keep it from turning, but I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Because they're not quite the right. Yeah, they do. They're the right size. How about that? Let's see if I can't lay down on this ground and fit underneath the car, at least arm length anyways. A smarter man would have did bigger washers on the bottom, so it's more surface area. I'm pretty happy with that. Double happy with that. So you got the battery tray in. We just need to get one of those battery fasteners. It's got little hooks on it, clamps here, clamps there, and you bolt it down and holds it down sturdy. So to write that down. So this keeps growing. Ooh, I did get to cross something off the list though. Battery tray. It's in there. Alright. Place timing belts, seat belts, window net, fire extinguisher. Still need to look at the right rear wheel here. I might be able to get a jack in here. I got some wood under there, and we can jack that up. Probably won't do it today though. Vacuum hose for the brake booster. Move the on and off switch. Need to buy an on off switch. Water pump. Need to buy a water pump and thermostat and temp sensor. That'll pretty much get us on the track. Right there. Not pretty much. That'll get us on the track. You need to find a way to mount the fire extinguisher. I think that's what this guy is. And just clean it up overall. I mean, just get all the stuff that's going to be flying around in here while I'm going down the racetrack. And I think this thing will be set. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like I said before, appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, share if you would. See you all next week.